Emotions can be incredibly debilitating if we do not have a way of dealing with them. Emotions that we consider negative, such as anger, fear, sadness, can destroy our ability to act in a logical and coherent manner if we let these emotions go unchecked. Emotions can cloud our better judgment and can affect our ability to perform even simple tasks correctly. From a magical standpoint, it is also very important that we learn to control our emotions. The reason for this is that emotions are raw energy that we are essentially throwing away any time that we have a tantrum or are lost in any kind of useless emotional outburst. Energy that we use up in experiencing some kind of ineffectual emotion can be put to much better use if we instead direct that energy towards the focus of attention and the creation of powerful thought that can change our circumstances for the better. In this video, I will focus on showing you ways that you can stop rampant emotions so that you can find a new level of self-control that you can use to better your life. The control of emotions is a positive thing in that it can allow you to save energy, and in that it can also allow you to act in a more precise and efficient way. This does not mean that I advocate that you get rid of all your emotions. Life, without the more pleasant emotions at least, would not be much of a life at all. But with the methods presented here, you will be able to choose what you experience emotionally, and how strongly you experience that emotion. You can call it the fine art of volcanism, in reference to Vulcans, who are a race of alien beings in the series Star Trek, that can completely control their emotions. The first method is the technique of the here and now. How this technique works is that you stop any emotion by completely focusing on the here and now. This is fundamentally a Zen Buddhism concept. It basically says that the mind is the cause of all negativity and emotional unrest, that the mind exists in the future and in the past, but that it is completely absent in the present moment. If you pay attention to your thought process, you will quite quickly realize that this thought process is usually lost in future scenarios or in past events. By focusing your mind on this present moment, you are able to stop that mental dialogue that never seems to rest. If you take a moment now to look about you, to see the things in the room before you, to hear the sounds that are now perceivable to you, you will be able to understand what is meant by focusing your mind on the present moment. By focusing more and more on this present reality that is all about you, you increase the power of the here and now. Existing in this present moment takes a lot of personal focus and discipline. The mind, because it has been given so much free rein, will very quickly take off into the future or the past. It takes a lot of discipline on your part, therefore, to try and stay focused on this present moment, and not to deviate. But you do not need to become an instant Zen master. All you need to do is to remember that if you ever find yourself in an emotionally crippling situation, what you need to do is to focus your mind, as completely as possible, on the here and now. If you can do this, then your mind will not be able to wander into a terrible past or a horrible future. By being completely focused on the present moment, you will forget about what might have happened in the past, and will not worry about what might happen in the future. In this way, your emotional outburst will be quenched, and you will be able to attain a very powerful detached state. The second method that you can use to stop those negative and crippling emotions when they present themselves is to learn to relax. It is very hard to feel anything other than joy and comfort if your body is completely relaxed. Any emotion, especially the negative ones, create a tension in the body as a person's bioelectric energy increases and is forced throughout the body. Tension increases bioelectric energy. Tension also traps bioelectric energy in the body like a kink in a hose. If there is no tension, then there is no possibility of emotional escalation, because it is this bioelectric energy that is needed to feel emotion. If you can completely relax your body, then you will be able to control all emotion. Next time that you have some kind of emotional situation, try to pay attention to how your body feels. Try to notice where your body is tense, and how strong that tension is. You will notice that any emotion, aside from joyous complacency, will cause a tension in your body that you will be able to feel. You can will yourself to relax this tension, if you are vigilant and can identify what part of your body becomes tense. You must will yourself to relax this tension by telling yourself to relax, and permitting yourself to do so. If you are not able to maintain this level of focus and intention yet, a great way to relax this body tension is to focus on your exhalation. Next time that you feel a debilitating emotion, take a deep breath and hold that breath for a couple of seconds, and then exhale in a quiet sigh. That exhalation should be done by completely relaxing the body, and letting the exhalation happen by itself. As you inhale, try to tense every single muscle of your body. Hold that inhalation and tension for 2 to 5 seconds, and then completely relax your body. As your body relaxes completely, let that exhale come out on its own without any effort on your part at all. If you do this correctly, you will feel a wonderful sense of relaxation, as your blood pressure lowers. Your body will relax completely, and any kink will be released. The energy accumulated in this tension will be released, and all emotion will be washed away. Do this relaxing breath as often as you need to. With these two methods, you should be able to stop any emotion that you feel. In this way you can even control what kind of emotions you want to feel, but this is something that I don't actually recommend, since I do believe that negative emotions have a place and a reason. Negative emotions are usually signals that we are unhappy with the situation. The reason for this is always a belief that we have that relates to this particular situation. If you do not express these emotions, you will not be able to discover the reasons for them. If you cannot discover the reasons for them, then you will not be able to grow spiritually and objectively. Negative emotions are a catalyst for change. They feel unpleasant because they are trying to tell us that we need to change something now. Without the energy that they provide, we will not have the impetus or mental focus to be able to search out that problem and to change it. Use the above two techniques when you need to control crippling emotions that are not allowing you to perform correctly at the moment, but don't define these emotions as evil or non-constructive. Sometimes emotions are part of our intuition, and they can help us to discover things that we are having trouble understanding logically. For example, it could be that you might want to work with a certain person, but that you feel something negative whenever you are close to that person. This could be your intuition telling you that this person should not be trusted. It's okay to not feel happy and loving all the time. It is though sometimes the case that emotions cloud our judgments, and we trust people that we shouldn't, because somehow they have been able to tug at our heartstrings. My advice to you is to first feel those emotions, and then turn them off to see if there's any difference in your judgment, from one perspective to the other. It will be then up to you to learn to recognize the difference between intuitive feeling and overzealous emotion. Trust in your being. Trust in the power of your whole self. Emotions are actually such an important thing, and indulgent emotional lapses can be so draining and debilitating, that I dedicated a large part of my book, The Vampire's Way to Psychic Self-Defense, to show people how they can reabsorb this lost energy. This reabsorbed personal energy can then be used to increase health, and can be directed to more practical things instead. If you would like to know more about how to consume emotions, and all kinds of bioenergy, in order to gain back this power to be used as you will, then I suggest you check out this book, which is available in the Kindle store. I will leave a link to it in the video description below. With control comes power. Hopefully with the two techniques above, you will be able to empower yourself to control your emotions when you have to, and to be able to feel them and express them when you think you need to.